Okay, thank you, Nikita. Hello, everyone. Hi, angels. How are you all doing? Shine bright like a diamond. Nice to meet you all. I'm Kalesa Salsabila Arizia, Partnership and External Lead of Jawas Community Indonesia, and Vice Executive of the Event Division at Zeekend ID. So, how are you, angels? I hope you're all having a wonderful time. Don't forget to stay happy and always be grateful. Remember, happiness isn't only about getting what you want, it's about loving what you already have and being thankful about it. Angels, today, together with Jawas Community Indonesia, I'm inviting you to join us for an exciting and interactive dialogue over the next 30 minutes to our inspiring program, Sapphire Jawas Achievement. Many of you might already be familiar with it, but for those who are joining us for the first time, let me briefly introduce it. Sapphire Jawas Achievement is one of the flagship programs of the Jawa community in Indonesia. It regularly features accomplished young women as guest speakers, creating a space for meaningful conversation and inspiration. In today's session, we'll be discussing an especially relevant and forward-looking topic, inclusive AI and the strategic role of young women in shaping its future. Our hope is that this talk show will broaden your perspective and inspire every angel here joining us today. And yes, besides being held live like this, the program is also available in multiple formats: Spotify podcasts, Zoom Live, and our YouTube channel. All of it is managed directly by the Public Speaker Division of Zeewals, constantly bringing engaging topics and inspiring speakers to our community. Alright, angels, before we begin today's exciting discussion, we would like to present the official TVC of Zeewals Community Indonesia. Please enjoy. Wow. Alright, angels, that was the official TVC of Jewel's Community Indonesia. Now, let us listen to the welcoming remarks from the founder and president of Jewel's Community Indonesia, none other than Naumishka Ateli Maza. Mishka, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kalesa. Good afternoon, angels. How are you today? Salam Jewel, shine bright like a diamond. I would like to extend my warm greetings to our distinguished speakers, partner organizations, youth leaders, and everyone joining us today through Zoom and live streaming. Thank you for choosing to be part of this meaningful dialogue. It is truly an honor for me as the founder and president of Jules Community Indonesia to welcome you all to this collaborative forum, Her Code Global Impact Women Redefining the Future of Inclusive AI. Angels, we are living in a time where artificial intelligence is rapidly reshaping global systems, from healthcare and education to governance and social development. While innovation continues to move forward at an incredible pace, the urgency to build AI that is ethical, inclusive, and socially responsible has never been greater. And at the heart of this conversation lies one essential question: who gets to shape the future of technology? Today, young women are no longer positioned only as users of digital tools. They are emerging as innovators, trainers, advocates, and decision makers who bring critical perspectives into the AI ecosystem. Their leadership is not just valuable, it is necessary. Without diverse voices and inclusive leadership, AI risks reinforcing existing inequalities rather than solving them. This is why spaces like today's talk show matter, not only as a platform for discussion, but as a space for action, reflection, and collective responsibility. And through this initiative, we want to affirm that young women belong in conversations about AI, health, digital governance, and social impact. Their experiences and insights help ensure that AI driven solutions serve communities fairly, responsibly, and ethically. This event is made possible through meaningful collaboration between Zeek and ID, Jules Community Indonesia, Messina Global, ASEAN Youth Organization, and UNICEF Indonesia Youth Network, reflecting a shared commitment to youth leadership, gender equality, and responsible digital transformation. Throughout today's session, we will explore important themes from women and inclusive AI to the intersection of AI, health, and social responsibility, as well as the role of youth leadership in shaping digital governance. We will also discuss how AI training can evolve into real impact through advocacy, innovation, and community driven initiatives. Our hope is simple yet powerful. We hope this forum strengthens awareness, builds confidence, and inspires collaboration, especially for young women who aspire to step into leadership roles within technology and social innovation. Because when young women are empowered to lead with purpose, technology becomes not only smarter, but also more human, more ethical, and more inclusive. As we move forward through Her Code Global Impact, let us work together to ensure that the future of artificial intelligence reflects equity, responsibility, and shared progress. May today's dialogue become the beginning of long term collaboration, meaningful partnership, and sustained impact for our communities and for generations to come. Thank you for your presence, your energy, and your commitment to this shared vision. Salam jewels, shine bright like a diamond.
Wow, thank you, Miss Ka, for the amazing speech. Next, we will hear the welcoming remarks from Shahrul Haidar Kamal, the founder and CEO of Zeekend Indonesia. Shahrul, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shahrul Kamal, CEO and founder of Zeekend, the voice of youth diplomacy in Indonesia. It is truly an honor to welcome all of you to all special collaboration event, Zeekend, ASEAN, and GWELS community. Although Zeekend is only 1 year old, everyone said we are a miracle baby, but we have grown rapidly into a platform that amplifies the voice of young diplomacy in Indonesia. In just a short time, we have successfully organized more than 20 diplomacy in Indonesia and on the task to collaborate with ministry, several embassy, school, media, university, company, local and international community. Today, Zeekend members are split across 10 countries, and we continue to grow in line with our tagline this year, from grassroots to the global stage. Today's event is very special. We are discussing about artificial intelligence, a force that is transforming the way we live, work, and lead the future. At the same time, we highlight the role of women because the majority of GKN members are women, including our co-founder Naswa, our deputy CEO Ayesha, who will also represent GKN as a speaker today, and Kalisa, our vice executive event community. This reflects our strong belief that women are not only participants in the future, but they are leaders shaping it. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to all collaborators. Thank you, Ms. Sila from ASEAN and Ms. Ka from GWELS community for making this meaningful event possible. To all participants joining us today, if you are passionate about diplomacy, global issues, and international relations, Zeekend is the right home for you because at Zeekend, diplomacy starts here. Thank you and enjoy the Zeekend experience.
Wow, thank you for the inspiring and warm speech, Shahrul. And so, both speeches reminds us to stay hopeful, collaborative, and most importantly, enjoy the space of learning together. And now, carrying that positive energy with us, let us move to the main part of today's program. Angels, in this era of accelerated artificial intelligence development, technology has transformed many aspects of life, from healthcare and education to digital governance. However, behind this progress, significant challenges remain in terms of ethics, inclusivity, and representation, particularly the involvement of young women within the AI ecosystem. Without diverse leadership, AI development risks reinforcing existing inequalities. Through the online youth talk show, Her Code Global Impact, this forum serves as a collaborative space to highlight the role of young women as leaders, innovators, and advocates in shaping AI that is inclusive and socially responsible. Today's discussion will also explore the critical intersection between AI, health, and social impact, while encouraging active youth participation in global technology conversation. This event is the result of a collaboration between Jewels Community Indonesia, Asian Youth Organization, Zeekend ID, and Messina Global. We are united by a shared commitment to youth leadership, gender equality, and responsible innovation. We hope today's discussion not only broadens perspective, but also strengthens the confidence of young people, especially young women, to actively engage in the developing AI that creates meaningful impact for society. Without further ado, let us begin Her Code Global Impact. Please join me in welcoming our speakers as they share their perspective, experiences, and meaningful messages for today's generation of women. Now please welcome Ella Messina Limot, Master Trainer Asian Youth Organization, Founder and CEO Messina Global, and Ayesha Himaira Faiza as Deputy CEO Zeekend ID and member UNICEF Indonesia Youth Network. Hi Ella and Ayesha, how are you? You all look absolutely fabulous today. On behalf of Jewels Community Indonesia, we would like to express our deepest appreciation for your presence as guest speaker at Sapphire Jewel Achievement, one of the flagship programs of the Public Speaker Division of Jewels Community Indonesia. We are certain that all of our angels here are eagerly looking forward to hearing your stories, experiences, and valuable insights this morning. Before we move into talk show session, we would like to kindly invite Ella and Ayesha to introduce themselves. The floor is yours.
Hi, thank you so much, and good day, everyone. So first of all, thank you, Ayesha. Thank you, Kalisa, for being here, for the wonderful introduction. Kalisa, it's truly an honor to be part of this conversation, especially under such theme, Her Code Global Impact, Women Redefining the Future of Inclusive AI. My name is Ella Messina Limot, and I am joining you today from the Philippines. I am the founder of the Messina Global. It's a youth-led global organization where we convene young leaders, innovators, change makers to co-create solutions and build institutions that drive generational impact. Alongside this, I'm a medical student and an aspiring global leader working at the intersection of health systems, policy, and emerging technologies. I also serve as a master trainer under AYO ASEAN, where I train young people, especially the young women, not just to use AI, but to actually understand it, question it, and lead within it. So my work really lives at the intersection of these three spaces: health, youth leadership, and inclusive AI. And through this work, I've realized one thing very clearly, that AI is not about technology. It is also society and participation and who gets to shape the future. So I am excited to dive into our first questions. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Ella. And now, the floor is yours, Ayesha.
Hi everyone. Hello from wherever the time zone are. My name is Ayesha, and right now I'm very happy also to join this conversation with Ella and also with Kalesa. So, a little bit of introduction from me. My background: I am a deputy CEO at Zeekend. It is a youth diplomacy organization where we learn regarding diplomacy and also international relations with a lot of students and also university students and also high school students from across Indonesia. And we definitely have quite diverse students, so we have a lot of different background and a lot of them are very passionate on a lot of issues. There is a very interested right now, especially regarding the inclusive AI. So I'm very happy to join this conversation, and I really hope to having a very great discussion with Ella and also with Kalesa. And I think that is all. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Ayesha and Ella, for the wonderful introduction. Now, let us dive straight into our dean today. Her quote, Global Impact, Women Redefining the Future of Inclusive AI. To start broadly, from your respective background, Ella and Ayesha, which is health and AI training, what does redefining inclusive and responsible AI mean to you? How do you see young women shaping that future differently or uniquely? Feel free to answer, maybe starting from Ella.
Okay, so when we talk about AI, people often imagine it is machines, algorithms, and code. But I always like to remind people that AI is like a mirror. It reflects whoever builds it. So for me, redefining inclusive and responsible AI means making sure that that mirror reflects all the humanity, not just a fraction of it. From both my health and AI training background, inclusive AI means equity is built into the system from the start, not added later as a damage control. Young women shape its future uniquely, and because we bring intersectional lived experiences into innovation. We don't just ask, can this work? We ask, who might this harm? Who might leave behind it? And that shift in questioning is actually transformative because the future of AI won't just be shaped by technical intelligence, but also social. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Ella, for that perspective. Really shows about how inclusive AI is to ensure that no one is left behind. Okay, maybe afterwards, Ayesha, you could also share your perspective.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm very agree with Ala's statement regarding AI right now, but I wanted to kind of getting into a little bit of more critical thinking of the AI itself because we have known that AI, um, all of the resources were from a database itself that we have known that the database that will have to be used in order to make a good answers and also not harming anyone because we want it to make it so inclusive or more inclusive is we have to had a really great database that is inclusive to all kinds of people backgrounds and also the genders. And what I have seen is that right now, what we have been very focusing on the advancement of the AI itself is more into speed and also benchmarking. But what I really think that if we are only focusing on the speed and also the benchmarking itself and not going through the very much of an accuracy of the AI answer itself, it could harm anyone. So I think the very most important thing that we have to know as women and also as students that we need to see that an AI itself will be used as a decision support system, not a very much a very trustful source of information of all of the questions that is existed. So we need to have a knowledge of it ourselves, and then so we could compare it to the AI itself answers. So we could comparing it if there is some kind of mistakes or there some kind of gap that is that were used and then making a non-inclusive answer. So I think that is a very much quite what is very important because I think I still remember what Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT, will have have said before is that AI right now it is like something that is inside of a bubble. So it will grow very huge by all of the investor and all of the people that is putting a lot of great expectation that actually are could not really be fulfilled. So all of the investors and all of the people are having this kind of great expectation until the bubbles will be broken, will be exploded. And then so I think that is very quite important, because the CEO of the ChatGPT itself have been saying that actually even until right now, AI itself are not the source of it all, but we need to make it our decision support system, rather to replace all of our cognitive issues or our cognitive tasks that we have to do in our life. So yeah, that is my opinion. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for that, Ayesha. I think that's a powerful reminder. Sometimes we focus on numbers, rankings, or benchmarks, but we forgot about whether something truly works in real life. Now, I have a second question that I would love to have both of your perspective on. If AI continues to develop without meaningful participation from women and youth, what risks might we face? From a technical perspective and from healthcare or social impact perspective, what does exclusion actually cost us? Maybe for Ella, you can start sharing your perspective.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Kalisa. For me, exclusion in AI isn't theoretical. It already has consequences. From a technical perspective, when women and youth are excluded, data sets become narrow and systems inherit blind spots. Bias becomes coded into the technology itself. And from a healthcare lens, also, this becomes very dangerous. If diagnostic systems are trained mostly on male or Western patient data, women and underrepresented populations risk misdiagnosis. It risks people's lives. And socially, it widens inequality. Communities already underserved offline become invisible online too. So the cost of exclusion is structural. It builds inequality into, an architecture of the future.
Wow, okay. Thank you for raising the issue of the bias from algorithm. It is definitely something that we need to be aware of as technology scales. Now, I would like to also hear your perspective, Ayesha.
Yes, thank you, Kalisa, for the question. That is a very, very great question that I always love to answer the question regarding the inclusivity of AI and also women right now. So I think the very, very significant thing, one of the very fun fact is that right now we seen the examples in our daily life in everywhere. The example number one is that if we were seeing the cardiovascular diseases, because my background is also medical students, if we were seeing the cardiovascular diseases and also the how the AI processing the database itself to know if whether someone that is asking the AI if do you think that I got a cardiovascular disease or not, or something like that. Right now, the database itself to differentiate between the cardiovascular disease or not is quite very much are they were utilizing it from the male database, but male and also women have a very very significantly different um, quite different characteristic and also quite different features when they were getting a cardiovascular disease. In example itself, the male characteristics when they have a cardiovascular disease, a very significant feature such as like a very very strong pain on the chest, but for women itself, it is more subtle, such as nauseous or any other non-specific characteristics. So I think it is very important because if something like this is continued, then it could be very very harmful not only to the gender issue, obviously, but also with people in a different background, because we sometimes there is a significant quite different characteristic between people in the different background or people in the in the in the global south, or people that is not in the urban centered or urban places. So I think it is very important for us to addressing it, and also to pushing all of the institutions or companies that are in charge of this on this very significant thing or AI itself, because we have known that, for example, one of it is Microsoft and also Amazon. One of the thing that they were using for having to hire an employee is they were using an AI systems. But the AI systems itself, they have found that actually there is a very significant um a very non-inclusive, because actually if we were seeing a database there is all over in the internet right now, all over in the database of the internet right now, we see that a lot of things have been mischaracteristics, like such as if we seen like football is for men, but for women it is women football. So if they were calibrating their AI with the source, such as, okay, so I wanted you to have a significant thing that we are searching for in the employee, such as people that have an experience in football. So people that is having an experience, as we women will write it down as women's football team, the AI itself will generating it as, oh, so it is not what they were looking for. And I think it is very great information, because after they were uh, pushing regarding this issue, all of the those big companies were pretty much uh, having to revise their system itself to make it more inclusive. So what do I feel that we really need to do is never stop pushing and also advocating regarding the inclusivity of AI, regarding how we address this gender gap to make it more inclusive in the future, so those kind of problem will never happen again. So thank you.
Wow. Wow, thank you Ella and Ayesha for highlighting regarding the algorithm bias, regarding about there's a difference between men and women when it comes to health. And so since both of you are from the health field, AI is increasingly being used in diagnostic, patient data system, and public health research. What do you think? What should technology be careful about when it enters sensitive areas like health? How do you see AI affecting healthcare equity? Maybe like more and expand on that. If there's like another perspective, maybe Ella.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kalisa, for that question. So for this, I always say that inclusion is easy to say, but it's hard to really operationalize. So what does it actually look like? It starts with inclusive AI is in practice about intentional design. It starts with diverse data sets, and it doesn't stop there. It includes diverse developers, testers, policymakers, and auditors. And in healthcare systems, that means training AI being multi-regional, gender inclusive patient data. And also in digital platforms, it means accessibility, language options, disability inclusion, and cultural context. An example for this is the AI Ready ASEAN. We have a specific website where the youth can learn according to their for example, if you are an educator, if you're a youth, if you are a parent, so your module would be very modified for you. And we have language options there, and we have a chatbot where it can assist you. So that's the program with AI Ready ASEAN. And most importantly, to go back to the question, transparency, because people should know how AI systems are trained and who is accountable when harm occurs. Because inclusive AI, is not passive. It is actually exclusively and actively engineered to be fair. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ella and Ayesha, for the answers regarding inclusive AI on the field of health. And so, does Ayesha have anything to add on regarding the inclusive AI in health field? We would love to
Yes,
hear it.
sure. So I think, yeah, I'm very much agree of what Ella have been said, but I wanted to add is that right now, uh, what we are having on the AI advancement itself have been quite drifted from what we are actually needed for an artificial intelligence itself. So right now, as I have been said before, all of the companies regarding the AI advancement were very much focusing on speed, on benchmark. So they were more focusing on the model scaling. And what I have seen that sometimes that we have quite forgotten is that there is a lot of real world issues and also a socio-economic background, such as if we wanted an example is that we are having quite a lot of diagnostic tools from AI, and also we were having a reading of radiology from AI, and also quite a lot of tools that is from AI, as we wanted to make it easy. So it is not the responsibility of the system, but it will be a responsibility of the person itself. So it is all could be used as a self-use tools. But I think what is very important is what we actually needed to address in order to advance people life is not about advancing the technology, but it is about addressing the very much foundation of the issues, such as if we have been seeing that a lot of social economic issues, like why people are not being able to afford an healthcare, or why do people could not getting a very significant healthcare to their health problems itself. Then I think there's a lot of layers of social economic issues in that. So it is not only about the technological advancement. So I think it is very much that we have to keep in mind about in orders to many years to come to advancing more in the AI itself, is that we are not focusing on speed, on benchmark, but also focusing on what the humans are actually needed to advance their life into better conditions. So I think that is it.
Thank you for your perspective, Aisha. I really appreciate that reminder that ultimately, while that AI as we advances is going to get integrated into our social life and every sectors of our life, we should not be only focusing on AI only, but we also have to balance it with other social or other factors that contribute to the problems or the existing issues in our world. And so, if we want to, create AI system, right, to be meaningful and responsible, we also need diverse voices building them. So, from Ella or Ayesha, for young women interested in AI or digital innovation, what do you think is the most common challenges they face? We would love to hear your perspective, maybe coming from Ella first.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Okay, so the pathways for young women. One thing I have noticed training young women in AI is this. The biggest barrier isn't about ability, it is belief. Because many young women today face confidence gaps, access gaps, and representation gaps. They think that AI is too technical or not meant for them. But we're actually but they're actually given tools, mentorship, and community, transformation happens quickly. We've seen young women go from hesitant learners to ecosystem leaders. And also for non tech students, especially in health and social sciences, you're deeply needed in the AI space. AI needs ethicists, healthcare professionals, policy thinkers, because AI is multidisciplinary and inclusion requires all of the sectors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ella, for that thoughtful and insightful perspective. Ayesha, what do you think regarding this topic?
Yes, so actually, because I have not yet having quite advanced of experiences regarding mentoring or um, becoming a trainer for an AI itself, so I'm afraid that I could not really going deep into this context. But what I do see is as someone that have been mentored not for AI but for education itself, and also promoting regarding the higher education for women. I think the very most important thing is actually I agree with Ella is that how you believe that you could how you perceive something. So in health itself, in me as a medical student, we were we were learning regarding how the perceivability could affect how we could change our health behavior. So what I do think is very important is what we really need to help young women right now is making them could perceive that they could achieve everything, that they could achieve anything that they wanted as long as they were working hard for it. So I think yeah, those all the very important thing because I think the very foundation of what humans could or could not do is their own perceivability towards something. So yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Ella and Yaisha, for giving the perspective that we should always try to think that we could do better when it comes to our issues, and it'll be like important for us to be able to advance better in the future. And so, building on that, AI is often framed as technical, like algorithm coding engineering, right? And from the perspective that Aisha has given regarding being educated regarding it, regarding AI, how can non-tech student, maybe like those economy in social, those majors with pretty much that's not really technological, how can they still engage meaningfully in AI conversation? Maybe starting from Ella, we would love to hear your perspective. Ella, we would love to hear your perspective regarding the topic.
Okay, thank you so much, Kalisa. Okay, so for this, it's the youth voices. So in governance also, for example, AI governance decisions being made today will shape the decades of human life. Yet many youth voices are missing from those rooms. To answer this question, I have to say that youth must be present because we are the generation that will live the longest with the AI's consequences. We bring live realities into the policy conversations. We understand the grassroots impacts like the education access, the healthcare delivery, the digital inequality. Because AI is not just a technical infrastructure, it is also social. So for this, like my example in governance for the youth voices, we must include those the most affected by its outcomes because as youths, we are not just future leaders, we are the present stakeholders.
Okay, Ella, thank you for highlighting the importance of youth voices, to encourage everyone, either way of their background or majors, to engage meaningfully in AI because it will shape our future. So, Aisha, we would love also to hear your perspective.
Yes, I also quite agree with Ella before. I think that very a very significant issue on the socioeconomic issues and also the exclusivity of it and also a lot of socioeconomic issues that come with it. I think it is we could help to address it, but I think the thing regarding AI is that it is it is uh it is run by a huge companies that so I think how to make AI more inclusive to in getting not only the database but to reach AI itself to a lot of places that is not even reached by technology itself is how as as a youth itself we could help to advocating regarding it, because it is not quite an issue that we could solve it by ourselves, but there should be a pretty much a system that is supporting it, or governance and also policy that is supporting it. So I don't think that it is an issue, it is such a huge of an issue, so I don't think that we could solve and also having to solve it instantly by ourselves. So I think it is what we required is a collaboration between uh, all of the aspects, governance and also youth as an advocator, and also uh, company that is involved itself. I think that is very important. So all of those aspects have to collaborate together in order to solve these issues, to make an AI and also technology is inclusive for all of them. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ayesha, for addressing the stakeholders, the need for everyone to align and work together in ensuring that AI can be, developed and for everyone. And so we clearly know, right, that AI impacts every society. And so is there any particular, any particular example about how AI intersect with broader social issues like access, equity, and other else? Maybe starting from Ella, feel free to share your perspective.
Okay, thank you so much, Kalisa. So for this question, I would like to intersect AI into healthcare. Okay, so healthcare is one of the most powerful and sensitive spaces AI is entering. So the stakes are, incredibly high. AI has the potential to revolutionize the healthcare equity. It can expand diagnostic access in underserved areas, support overwhelmed health systems, enable predictive public health responses. But we must really move carefully about this because health data is deeply personal. And if mishandled, it can violate privacy, reinforce bias, and prioritize profit over patient welfare. So when technology enters healthcare, ethics must also lead with innovation. Because in medicine, accuracy isn't just technical, it is moral.
Wow, thank you for giving that health perspective, Ella, when it comes to how AI intersects with other sectors. And so, Ayesha, as coming from someone who's also in the health field, do you wanna expand or add on that?
Yes, thank you. So I think for me, I really often saying this that right now everything have becoming so easy now that it became hard. So for an example, as we know, there's right now there's a lot of opportunities that is open. There is when we were talking about the hiring process and also another opportunity like student exchange or any other stuff, there is quite similar with it. We have known that in 10 years or 20 years before, the process itself of choosing the people that is selected for that opportunity is quite what I should say is that quite hard, because right now everything have been very accessible, everything have been very easy. Now that it became hard, because as my experience itself to mentor a lot of students to making all of their essays and also all of their applications for those opportunities, the use of the AI itself right now, we could see that in our environment itself, all people using AI. So in 10 or 20 years before, people that could using a very much great that could making a great essays or could make a very significant and intriguing essays is the people that already have the experiences, that already have the the learning regarding it. But right now we could just checking it on the AI. We could just asking AI, is my grammar is correct, or is the flows on my essays is great or not. So the AI will fix everything for us, so that the difference between one applicant to other applicant is usually it's very small, because everyone have becoming so perfect, everyone has become so perfect now that it is quite hard to differentiate between the applicant that is suitable for the company or suitable for the organization itself, or the people who are not. So I think it is very much a great example what we have been experiencing in real life. So I think what we as a human and also as a student itself must do in this AI advancement world is we have to think more creatively, of course, so that we could catch on of what the AI have been helping all of the people inclusively, so we could still compete in this world for a hiring process or for any other opportunity itself. So I think it is what we have to keep in mind is that right now everyone is near perfect, and what we should have in order to differentiate, in order to make ourselves unique, is that to thinking more creatively on a human brain that actually until now AI still couldn't surpass the human brain itself. So it is our strength rather than an artificial intelligence, and it is what we have to increase and also point out. So yeah, thank you.
Oh wow, thank you for sharing that, Ayesha. So it seems that we have become too dependent on AI when we should have used AI as a tool to elevate ourselves, because our brain, we are unique as human. We have our own characteristic, something pretty much advantages from ourselves, because our brain is our biggest bestest, like the most amazing tool that we could have ever used. And the people these days, they only use AI, so everything just looks the same, like everything is just like so perfect to the point that you wonder, is this even like made by human? Like there's no characteristic to people anymore, nothing, is all just AI. So yeah, it's really important to highlight that we should not let AI what is it, master over us. We should master AI instead. And so that brings us to this whole event about talking about inclusive AI through the dim her code global impact through this online youth talk show. What kind of change do you hope to see driven by the younger generation in the future? What small and practical steps can young women take immediately after this talk show to begin exploring AI further? Maybe Ella, you can go and feel free to share your perspective.
Yes, yes. Okay, so when I hear about our theme, Her Code Global Impact, I don't just think about participation. I think about authorship. Because I hope to see young women today move from being the users of technology to actually the architects of it. And like by the meaning of this is we can design systems, shape ethics, and actually lead institutions. And for practical steps, also, like after today, we can start by being AI literate, to join learning communities, to attend trainings, and to build like a small project solving real problems. Because you don't need scale to start, you need intention. Because in global impact, when we say global, it's good, but we must always begin locally. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ella, for that insight. So that for steps for us to immediately explore AI further is just to have intention, and so we will be able to advance better like that. So Ayesha, we would love to hear perspective regarding this.
Yes, for me, I think it is quite similar with Ella's opinion. So I think the very much important thing is having the right intention from the start. So I do think that right now the AI have been drifted into its needed advancement is because the intentions are also people were forgetting the intention from the start, the intention that they were making at the start. So if we as women and also as people have a good intention and also have been setting up all of the vision and also mission, we are pretty much stay in the line of our uh predicted future. So I think it will stay great in making AI only for the grande use of what people have been heard, like, oh, this AI could be used for all of your problem. This AI could replacing all of your difficulties. So I think because we as a human sometimes drifted from our intention because we wanted to, I don't know, being seen more great or having a lot of our problems to be more easy. I think it is what drifted us from our intention on the start. So I think, yeah, that is, I think that is also the intention is the most important thing on getting anything, or to start everything. So yeah.
Thank you, Ayesha, for the perspective. So, technically, we should not forget the reason why you use AI. AI is just a helper tool. Just because it can, be used for a lot of things, we should not forget the reason why we use it in the first place. And so, we have to remind ourselves to keep, improving, by ourselves, and only using AI when only it's needed. So, use as the intention since the start. Thank you so much, Ella and Ayesha. That was honestly so empowering. Earlier, we talked about the bigger picture, like the systems, inclusion, governance level, and now so I want to zoom in a little more. A lot of participants here, I saw in the poll, I saw in the registration, the list, they are not really policymakers or developers yet. Most of them are just university students and high school students. They are still figuring things out. So we have this next question, which is a bit more personal and practical. This question came from the angels, our participants, which they have submitted beforehand. And so let's hear it out. The first question is that many of our participants said that they use AI almost every day for studying, organizing ideas, or even just curiosity. So as student, one question asks, as student who mostly use AI in daily life, what small or practical steps can we take to go beyond just using it? Just it doesn't have to be necessarily about becoming programmers, maybe about mindset, awareness, or involvement. What would you guess as a simple starting point in using AI? Okay, maybe feel free, Ella, to share your perspective.
Okay, so beyond using AI, actually AI is just like level one because understanding it is another. So to go beyond this, to go beyond this, start with curiosity. Ask how AI generates answers. Question data sources. You notice bias patterns, and you can also experiment. Like you can build prompts, small tools, research outputs, because engagement generally doesn't, start with coding. It really starts with our own awareness.
Thank you for highlighting that. That to go beyond just using AI, what matters is our own mind. And so, Ayesha would also love to hear your perspective regarding this.
Yes, thank you very much, Kalesa. So I do think that the very important thing is always keep in mind that AI is just decision support systems or decision support tools, not the of very much uh, a correct answer to all of the questions or all of the problems or the thing that you are asking to them, because I do feel like there is quite a lot of cases that is involving these kind of miscalibrated trust. So people were trusting the system too much or the AI too much, as we have known that right now there is quite a lot of automated of using a car itself that are actually the AI itself that is that is used in the system itself are not really that accurate. Like, what should I say is that like if you there is quite a lot of technology right now in using, such as a car, an automatic car that have this kind of systems itself. A lot of people have trusted it blindly, even in the guides itself. It have been said that these automatic use still require a human operating or at least evaluating or analyzing it. So I think because we have been very much dependent on the AI itself, and then we miscalibrated our trust. Like, we trusted on the AI too much, or we became overconfident on the AI ability. Just like Sam Altman says, a lot of people right now are very much have a very great expectation on AI, that AI could surpass the human minds, that AI could surpass the creativity of human minds. But in the reality, AI is just an AI that they needed the database to operate. They needed the database as their resources in order that they could give a quiet close of very much accurate answers. So as a student, I think the very much important thing, I think students were using AI for their exercise or their quite a lot of things that is like project in their schools or in their university. I think the very important thing is, please have your own research or have your own learning before or even between your use of an AI, because if we as a human itself that could proceed all of the information within our human brain, we could logically proceeding the information and rationally proceeding the information itself. If we already have that kind of foundation, we could differentiate whether the AI were accurately giving the answers or if they were making up an answer. Because even until right now, it have been admitted by like CEO of a big AI company that even right now there is still a few errors in the AI itself, that they were making up a lot of answers, or they were making up a lot of things, or citing a lot of incorrect things, because AI actually were also programmed to please the users. So if we were asking the AI itself, is this correct, or this isn't correct? So actually AI were also programmed to please the user that is using it. So if we as a human not creatively thinking to prompt the AI before that, please make it very critically, and also please make it please do not answer this only to please me, then the AI itself could not have the ability to make those kind of answers in the first place. So we as a human have to be the one that is operating and also prompting it at first in a creative way to surpass or bypass the AI coding that that have been prompted before by the company itself. So I think it is the very much important thing. So first we have to have a foundation of what we were asking, and second is making it only as support systems or decision support systems, and the third is that we also needed to thinking more creatively on how to use it appropriately. So I think that is all. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Aisha, for the insight. I think I really agree with the whole points that you just have given, and it's pretty much connect to our next question because another participant is curious about impact. You've mentioned that everyone has to think creatively. They have to be like responsible with the use of AI, and so for young women who are interested in creating something with AI, whether a project, initiative, or even a small business, how can they ensure that they use AI meaningfully? And so maybe Ella, you can give your perspective. Oh, Ella, you're still muted.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Okay. So not every impactful AI project starts big. Most actually starts very personal. Okay, to answer this, it begins with real problems in our community, like the education gaps, health awareness, the accessibility needs. Responsible innovation is empathy driven. It designed with communities and not just for them. So like impact grows from relevance. So for this, like we can start small. Like first, our project can be community driven. Like we must identify the gaps in our community, and we assess it, and we make sure that before we launch any project, we must have a pilot testing for it.
I see. That was a good insight, Ella. So for women who wants to create something, with the use of AI, they have to create, like some kind of pilot project to see if it can be impactful. And so Aisha, we also love to hear your perspective regarding the use of AI to ensure that the initiative they build is meaningful, or to use the AI itself responsibly. I would love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, thank you very much for the question. So I do think I'm pretty much agree with what Ella have been said before regarding the use of a pilot project before launching the project itself of an AI. But I think I wanted to add is that so we could know if whether this project could be meaningful or not is the first, because we have the intention in the first place, and we know what kind of target of people that we wanted to address, or make their problem more easy with this AI or this project that we made. For example, like we create some kind of an AI application for navigating healthcare systems. We wanted to helping those people that is uh, if the application itself, for example, is an application to translate all of the healthcare prescriptions or health prescriptions, or some kind of healthcare functionalities. So we already know what kind of project that we wanted to make, and also we already have our intention in the first place, and we have our target, what kind of people with what background will be the one that is using it. So I think the very important thing, because we have known what kind of people that will be using it, we will have or we will need a feedback from those target or from those people. So we will know what kind of revision or what kind of thing that we still needed to fix or we still needed to address. So in order within those feedback, and also getting more feedback, I think getting more feedback from those people within your targets is the pretty much a very important thing to improving your projects. So yeah, I think that is all, because if we do not have feedback, we will not know what kind of things that could be still solved, and also how we could advancing our own projects. So I think that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha, for the insight. So technically, we have to think about the target, about who we want to make this impactful to. And we both Ella and Aisha, we have talked about mindset regarding how to use AI, and then how we ensure that we can make something meaningful and impactful with AI. And so I want to to take it in another angle, because I've been reading the comments, I've been reading the questions, and many of them ask about they're scared, like they want to use AI but they're scared. They want to know if how to not uh un- how to not like intentionally create harm, like they're scared of unintentionally harming people, harming communities by the use of AI, or any other layers that they're afraid to harm by using AI. And so what is the perspective regarding this issue? What do you think, Ella?
Okay, for this, AI harm is often unintentional, but of course, it is really harmful because, like, young innovators today must watch for data bias. Like, we and also like privacy risks, cultural exclusion. And in healthcare, bias can really misdiagnose. In digital systems, it can marginalize specific groups. So the ethical thinking must grow alongside the technical skill because, being aware, it is protection.
Thank you, Ella, for sharing that perspective. So we have to be able, to not unintentionally create harm. We have to think about the intention, the process itself, to ensure that harm won't be done to anyone. So Aisha, we would also love to hear your perspective regarding this.
Yes, thank you. So I also do think that we learn something new every day. So if there is something that you didn't know yet, but you mistakenly, or because you were not knowledgeable yet, that you were doing or you're using, I think what very important is that we as young people could have the strength to acknowledge our mistakes. So if there is some kind of mistake that we were done, or we were accidentally doing it, is that we have the strength to, oh, so that was a mistake. So that is happening because I am not knowledgeable yet. So right now, I want to gather more knowledge on this issue. So I want to read a lot of literacy regarding these topics, regarding these issues, so I would not do this again. And also, I could advocate to other people to not do the same as I done. So I think it is the very much important is we need to have the strength to address if we have done something wrong, and also we have to improving ourselves by researching on ourselves regarding those topics, and also helping other people to knowing if those kind of behavior is wrong. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha, for the insight. So, technically, if we make mistakes with AI or accidentally harm someone, we just have to address it, to acknowledge, and then improve ourselves to be better. And now this is like one of the most important question. This is the last question that's the most important. This is like very significant in our daily life now. When it comes to AI, we all know, right, that it intersects with almost everything. It is developing and very much, fast and rapid. And so, what skills should, people start building, since, to be able to adapt to AI? Not only technical skills, maybe, but also like mindsets, habits, or values. What would you tell to your younger self? Maybe we're starting from you, Ella.
Okay, thank you so much, Kalisa. Okay, so people always often ask what technical skills to learn first. But I always would like to emphasize that yes, digital literacy and AI familiarity, but we should also build critical thinking, ethical reasoning, research skills, collaboration, systems thinking, because in AI leadership is not just technical, it is human centered. And if I could tell something to my younger self, is it would be this, that you don't need to feel ready to begin. We should like stay curious, stay intentional, and of course we grow as we go, because it is my personal mindset that we don't have like a final form. We are always, like in progress, and having that kind of mentality, and actually, like living with that mindset is what we're gonna be. I mean, it's what makes us successful. Like, if we don't think that, I'm a pro now, I have reached to this level, I don't need to expand to know more, that would make you stuck. So yeah, like having a growth mindset is key to really, to really improve in life. And yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ella, for your points and insight that really aligns with the arguments that Aisha has given before. And so, Aisha would also love to hear your perspective. Whether you want to add or expand.
Yes, for me, I think the first thing that you have to have is critical thinking. I think it is the very, very important thing. As a student itself or as a young people in this kind of era where there is a lot of use of AI in such a misplacement use, such as quite of misinformations or generating an image that is not correct. I think the very very important skills are critical thinking. We have to ask ourselves if is this is correct, or is this is real, is this is true. Fact checking, it is very very important. So I think the first skills that we really need to have before we are using anything with artificial intelligence, or living in this kind of era where artificial intelligence is everywhere, is a critical thinking. So the second is I'm pretty much very agree with what Ella have been said. We have to have an eagerness to always improve, always learning, and also not afraid to ask other people regarding uh, also other things to improving themselves. So in order to having this kind of systems that could helping you to improve, is that you have to be in the right environment. You have to uh, find the right environment that could support your growth, that could support your dream, that could accelerate your progress. So I think that is very very much important. And also I think one of them is right now, because I'm in my organization Zeekend. So I think the kind of organization like ours, that is pretty much a youth centered organization where all of us young people are eager to learn together, and we are not afraid to asking anything regarding everything, because we are from different background, is I think a very very important thing, to have a peers to support and also to learn together without feeling any kind of competitiveness, is the very very important thing. So yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Aisha, again for the another amazing insight. So we have, to continue to, to ensure again, to ensure that, we can use AI impactfully, we can avoid, negative harm. All of it comes down to our mindset, to our eagerness to learn, and the people that we surround ourselves with. Because in the end, AI is a tool, and so we're the one who will decide whether it'll be positive or negative when it comes to the result of the use of AI. And so, with that, we come to the end of the selected questions from our participants. Thank you so much for all the participants watching here have submitted such thoughtful and reflective questions. It truly shows how critical and forward-thinking this community is. And of course, again, a huge thank you to Ella and Ayesha for the inspiring and meaningful messages you've shared with our angels tonight. Alright, angels, we have now reached the end of our online youth talk show, Her Code Global Impact. From today's discussion, we have learned that artificial intelligence is not just about technology, it is about our values, it was about representation, it is about who gets to be involved in shaping decisions that affect society. Tonight, Ella and Yesha reaffirms that young women, they hold a strategic role not only as future leaders but as innovators and change makers in building AI that is inclusive, ethical, and socially impactful, especially in areas like healthcare and digital governance. We were also reminded that positive AI impact does not happen automatically. It requires collaboration from different stakeholders, the courage to speak up, to learn, and active participation from the younger generation. I truly hope that today's discussion does not end as an inspiration alone, but becomes the beginning of a real action, meaningful collaboration, and stronger youth engagement in more human-centered AI ecosystem. On behalf of Jewel's community in Indonesia, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to our speakers, our collaboration partners, and all participants who actively contributed to this forum. Let's continue carrying the spirit of Through Her Code global impact in every step and initiative before we take moving forward. Now, before we officially close, we will move into our documentation session. We'll kindly invite everyone to stay for a group photo as part of our organizational documentation. For Kak Naomi, Kak Shahrul, and the rest who are interested in being part of the documentation, we would love to also invite you, to take a documentation together. So we'll have 2 takes or 2 photo. First pose, we're gonna please do show gel sign like this. Yes, like this. So we will make the first photo with a pose like this, which pretty much shows Jewel's hand sign. Yes. And so this is the first pose. And the second pose will be in a freestyle, but for now we'll have the Jewel's hand sign. Okay. Yeah, feel free to make it the Jewel hand sign.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for the second pose.
Feel free to have a freestyle as cheerful and energetic as possible.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you everyone. Once again, thank you so much Ella and Ayesha for being part of Sapphire Jewel's achievement today. And to our angels watching, we hope you leave this talk show feeling inspired, empowered, and motivated by the journey shared this evening. For certificate of participation, we'll be sending it to everyone's email within 2 weeks, so do keep an eye on your inbox. We will also be sending the speakers certificate later on in the inbox. Once again, thank you for everyone's engagement. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Ayesha.
Thank you, Kalesa. Thank you, Ella.
Thank you, Ayesha, and everyone here.
Thank you. Really appreciate your time here to discuss with us. And so, alright, angels, before we truly close, I want to leave you with something simple but powerful. You are free. You are powerful. You are worthy. You are deeply loved. You have a value. You have purpose. Everything will be okay. Angels, never let yourself be chained by insecurity. You are not small. You're not behind. You're not lacking. You are strong. You are capable. You are surrounded by people who care about you. You carry value that no one else can replace. And your life must have direction because you matter. Believe that all things will work out in their own time. Angels, Thank you so much to everyone who participated and submitted questions during the Q&A session of Sapphire Jewel's achievement today. We truly hope this talk show has been meaningful, beneficial, and inspiring for all of you. And don't forget, stay tuned for our next talk show with more incredible, inspiring, and powerful guest speakers. Alright, Angels, with that, I, Kalesa Salsabila Arizia, Partnership and External Lead of Jewel's Community Indonesia and Vice Executive of the Event Division at Zeekend ID, would like to officially sign off. It has been such an honor to hosting this space with you all. Salam Jewels! Greeting Jewels! Shine bright!